Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Text on a White Screen. So, I have some suggestions for the second Immortal Mantis game. I think I've got some pretty good ones. I've also got some ones I'm not so sure about. But I'm just gonna hop right in this and go through these. First off, the mother and the stepfather. So, I don't think we ever find out the mother's name. Oh, and then like Iva Petrov, because I'm like 100%, 99% sure that Iva Petrov is the father, because I don't know what else it could be. But anyways, um, there's no evidence that they're dead. So that leads me to believe they're still alive. So I think if they are still alive, maybe they show up at some point. Maybe the stepbrother goes to see them. Maybe Mantis like kills them. Or like if they are dead, then we could find out. So I just think including them in some way would be good. I also and a lot of some of these I'm sure are you're gonna do, but might as well say them anyways. I think there should like be more background provided into either the life of Mantis or like the lives of the Petrovs or just stuff like that. If there's going to be flashbacks, I think it could be cool for some of the flashbacks to be from Sergei's perspective. Um, Rather than Mantis's perspective. Like it could be some of both, or it could just be from Sergei's perspective. But since we're gonna play as him sometimes, it could be cool for him to have flashbacks. Also, I think it could be a good thing to add, or like a cool addition to have like a flashback of the stepsister's murder. I think that could be good. Secrets. There weren't really any secrets in Immortal Mantis. Like, and by that I mean like hidden things that aren't obvious or necessary to continue the story. So for an example of like where a secret could have been in the first game, just to give an idea of what I mean. When Mantis like attacks you in the shack and then you like escape by breaking down the wall, maybe it could be like if you go back in the room right after, there's like some little lore item he left behind that gives a little more lore, but it's like only there during that particular section. So just things like that where you might not ever find it. Like you might not find it while playing through normally and stuff like that. It's just hidden and it provides like more into the lore. So I think that could be good. Now this I think is my best idea out of all of these. So Sergey he's a rookie, so it's pretty unlikely that he would be put in charge of a case this big. Because keep in mind, this is a case so big that it's caused the police to like lose credibility, and like all the civilians are mad at them. Because there's like a serial killer on the loose. So a rookie being put in charge seems pretty unlikely. So here's my idea. Originally, somebody else was put in charge, but they get killed by the Mantis. And so then Sergey, goes and is probably like, I'm his stepbrother. I kind of know him. You should put me in charge, and eventually convinces them to put him in charge. This has two benefits from what I've thought of. The first benefit is it shows that a rookie wasn't like their original choice, so it just makes it a bit more like realistic. And so it shows like why they would need a replacement and why they would possibly put a rookie in charge. And it also adds a bit more of a level of like intensity, I guess, because it makes it more dangerous to be in that role because the previous person in that role was killed by Mantis. So I think that could be a good thing to include. This next one is my probably my least favorite idea. The more I think about it, the less I like it, but I'm going to include it anyways. I really got this idea from my mom, and then I don't know. I'm just we'll see. So, let's say there's a news anchor that covers the killings, and Mantis attacks the news anchor, but she's saved. She's put in the hospital. After she gets out, she decides to do whatever it takes to stop Mantis, and if there were to ever be a third game, she's like the character you play as. Now, I'm honestly not a big fan of this idea, but if you wanted to use this or use parts of it, you could. Maybe you could still have, like, news coverage that you see on occasion. Maybe the news anchor still gets attacked. I don't know. But that was an idea. And then my last idea, this one is just because I wanted this to be in the first game and it wasn't, so I figured I'd include this anyways. So, picture this. It's the opening scene of the game. Also later on I'll talk about how this could maybe not be the opening scene, but anyways, it's opening scene of the game. You're playing as just some random person in their house, and you're just going about your day when you're given some reason to look in the mirror. I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure you could come up with something. When you do look in the mirror, you can't exit out of it, and after like either a few seconds or maybe a little bit of dialogue related to like the reason you're looking in the mirror, Mantis like shows up behind you and kills you. Because in the original game, when I looked in the mirror, I thought it would be really cool if he just like shows up behind you. So like he shows up behind you and kills you. Then it could either switch to like Mantis's perspective or Sergei's perspective. Um, and then another idea that kind of ties it into one of my other suggestions is maybe the random person could be the previous person that was in charge of the case. So the one that was murdered and replaced with Sergei. And so it could be like them getting killed, and then we like see Sergei convincing the people in charge of the police to like let him lead the case. It could also just be like a flashback type of thing, and then it flashes forward to Sergei already leading the case if you don't want to show him becoming the person who leads it. And if it was a flashback, it could also happen later on in the game instead of in the beginning. Like you could be, during one of the sections where you're playing as Sergei, he could have a flashback or maybe although he wouldn't have been there. Hmm. Maybe the flashback could be of like the killing happening and then him showing up to the crime scene or something. I don't know, but it could be some sort of flashback that either him or Mantis has. But yeah. So there's my ideas. I think overall I'm pretty happy with my ideas. As I said before, not super sure about the news anchor, but it would be cool if you want to use any of these, and if you don't want to use any of these, that's also perfectly fine. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, and that's about it. So, as usual, if you like the video, you can hit the like button. Um, if you want to be like notified whenever I make more videos on Immortal Mantis, you can subscribe and hit the bell. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.